think it's very clear that Peter Drucker belongs to the whole world. I think we are in Vienna celebrating his birth and the place of his birth, but his contribution transcends Europe and even in the United States. The basic idea of systematizing management practice, connecting practice with theory and operational requirements of practicing the theory, which is what he excels so much in, that has worked like magic across the world. Whether you go to Japan, or whether you go to China or South Korea, Vietnam, or India or United States, the principles are the same. The idea of a purpose-driven organization, accountability for performance, focusing on customers, focusing on value, that is universal. Contextually, Peter Drucker may have to be changed differently because of different contexts, but the basic principles do not change. The fact that entrepreneurship and innovation are key, that is universal. When you go to poor countries, you see it even more dramatically, because unless you innovate, there is no market there. So Peter is more applicable in those markets than people believe. So I think his message is universal, and I think he belongs to the whole world, not just to Europe and the United States. The metaphor I'll use is fairly straightforward. If you're driving a car, you have to look in front, but you also have to look in the rearview mirror. To get perspective on where we are going, we need to do both. But you cannot drive the car only looking at the rearview mirror. So continuity is important. Perspective is important. History gives us perspective. It allows us to make good judgments. But you also have to look at the future. So when we look at change, when we look at discontinuities, when we look at opportunities, we must be future-oriented. When judgments are called for, we need to also have a perspective on the past. So I do not see a conflict at all between having continuity and change, perspectives and future orientation, historical insights with shaping the world as it should be. So these are all two sides of the same coin. And I think Peter understood this very well. And I also think in his work he was clear that you can't just settle for one. If you just settle for the past, you become a historian. If you just settle for the future, you may be a futurist, but you may also create a lot of problems for yourself. So my metaphor is driving a car. You need both.